Hi, this is Dr. Lois Frankel with another tip for how you can tell people to go to hell so they look forward to the trip. Today I want to focus on a somewhat complex issue, so you may want to get a piece of paper and a pen to write some of these thoughts down. They will be included in my new book, The Nice Girl's Guide to Telling People to Go to Hell so they look forward to the trip, which will be out next January. But for now, let me give you a sneak peek of this one particular tip. And it's about how you deal with allies and adversaries. You need to be able to distinguish the people that you're interacting with based on the degree of support that they're going to give you. And that's always determined by two factors: the degree to which you trust them and the degree to which they agree with you. Now, obviously, if you trust someone and they agree with you, these are the people who are going to give you the most support. So you're going to be honest with them. You're going to go to them and ask them for their input on ideas because you know they're not going to try to sandbag you. These are the people that when you go into a meeting with a new idea, you say, I hope you'll verbally support me in that meeting. Because again, you know they're not going to sandbag you. Then there's people with whom you have high trust, but low agreement. And you may say, well, gee, how could I trust somebody that doesn't agree with me? Well, it's because they respect who you are and they respect your ideas, but they just don't happen to agree with this one idea. These are the people who you can legitimately ask, gee, when I make this presentation, can you tell me what I need to add to it in order to get your support? What are the pieces that you don't like? How can I make sure that this meets your expectations and so that I can get your support when I do present it? And again, you know that these are people who are not going to sandbag you. Now, they may say, I just don't like the idea at all and I can't support it. And you may be able to say to them, well, in that case, can I ask you to just be neutral about it? Rather than say anything negative, just be neutral, because there'll be plenty of other people who are going to shoot it down. And so that's something that you can do with someone who is not an adversary. It's just someone who's your opponent. They just don't agree with you on this one particular piece. Then you have people with whom you have low trust and low agreement. These are your adversaries. You don't trust them. You know they don't agree with you. These are the people that you need to treat as if they are going to shoot you down at every opportunity. You don't give them the ammunition in advance. You don't go and ask for their ideas. You don't ask for their support because they may say yes and sandbag you anyway, right? So those are the people who you know going into a meeting that you're going to have to prepare for their out of the blue and kind of unexpected comments and commentary on your ideas. And then you have people with whom you have low trust but high agreement. And you may say, well, why wouldn't I trust somebody that has high agreement with me? And the reason is because they've proven in the past that they agree with you to your face. But then when they get into a real situation of having to provide support, they back off. And it may be because they're passive aggressive, right? They don't know how to say no to your face. Or it could be because they're the kind of people that go with the wind. Whatever the last person who gave them input says, that's what they're going to go with. In either case, you know you can't trust them. And so when you go to them with an idea, you need to be direct and honest about what's happened in the past. And you need to say, I know you've supported this in the past, but when we've gotten into the meeting, then you've provided all of the reasons why you disagree with it. And I'm hoping that this time you'll give me those reasons in advance so that I can make sure that I address them and I make changes that would address your concerns. So those are the four kinds of people that you usually have to deal with. Remember, when you're assessing whether someone's going to support you, you need to consider trust and agreement, the combination of those two things. How have they acted in the past? And that's pretty much going to determine how they're going to act in the future. This is Dr. Lois Frankel with another tip for how you can tell people to go to hell so they look forward to the trip. And I'll be back soon with more tips.